The last lesson in this chapter, number 7, is shape patterns. We're going to be doing some problem-solving problems with shape patterns. So let's read here at the top and unlock the problem. You can find patterns in fabric, pottery, rugs, and wall coverings. You can see patterns in shape, size, position, color, or number of figures. Sophia will use the pattern below to make a wallpaper border. What might be the next 3 figures in the pattern? It says to use the graphic organizer below to solve the problem. So take a look at what she has here for her pattern. We have, what is this? A trapezoid with a triangle. Here I have a trapezoid with 3 triangles. I have a trapezoid with 1. So is there something repeating in this already that you've noticed? Yes. So the first one and the third one are the same, and the second one and the fourth one is the same. Yes? Now this has a shape. It also has color. And we can also think about the amount that we're using, right? So a couple different things that you have to pay attention to on this one. So it says, what do I need to find? I need to find the next 3 figures, okay? So figures is going to go in there. So we're going to continue on, find the next 3. What information do I need to use? I need to use the, which one of these is probably going to be the biggest issue? The shape, the color, or the number? The shape. So I'm going to need to use the shape of each figure in Sophia's pattern. Because you can tell me red and green, but you have to tell me what red is. What is the red one? A trapezoid. What is the green one? Triangle. So how am I going to use this information? I'm going to use pattern blocks to model the what and act out the problem. Figures. We're calling them figures. So we're going to act out those figures using pattern blocks. Okay. So to solve, it says to describe how you acted out the problem to solve it. You would use a trapezoid and a triangle to model the first figure in the pattern. So your first one would look like this, correct? So how many would you take? What would you get out if I was to give you your pattern blocks? A trapezoid and a triangle. And you would have to make sure that your triangle fit next to your trapezoid just like that one did. Okay? So it says here, I use a trapezoid and a triangle to model the first figure, so that would take care of that one. What are you going to use next? In this one, what am I using? A trapezoid. So that's the first shape, right? And then what am I going to use for this piece? 3 triangles. So we need to make sure we say that. 3 triangles to model the second figure in the pattern. So a trapezoid and 1 triangle. Trapezoid, 3 triangles. Now I'm going to continue to model the pattern by repeating the models of the first 2 figures, just like we discussed, since it is repeating. So this one is going to match that one, and this one will match this one. Yes? So as you look, if I was to continue on, I know that I had a trapezoid and 3 triangles when I ended up. So what has to be next? The trapezoid with 1. So they put it there for you already. You didn't have to draw it. And then what comes after that? The trapezoid with 3. Okay, and then again, trapezoid with 1 triangle. And they did all the hard work for you on this one, right? You're going to have to do everything on the next one. They're not going to do parts for you. Okay? I want you to look at the math talk before we flip the page. It says, explain how you can describe the shape pattern using numbers. So this, if you're looking here, and I'm going to erase all this craziness up here that we started with, if you see the patterns here that you have, this is your first one, right? So where is that if I was to use a number? It's 1. It's the first one you see, right? So what would this be?
2.
A 2. This would be, you're going to repeat the 1 because it's the same. So anytime you have something that's the same, you will use the same number. What's this one going to be? 2. So my pattern would be 1, 2, 1, 2. If I continued with the next 3, 1, 2, 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, do I have to use 1 and 2? No, I could use 1 and 3 if I wanted, because they have 1 triangle in the first one and 3 triangles in the second one, so I could use 1, 3. What if I don't even want to start with 1? Do I have to? No, you can start with whatever number you want. But if you have the same shapes, you should have the same number. Does that make sense? I could even do, if I wanted, let's say, I want to use 5 because I like the number 5. I could use 5, 10, 5, 10. As long as what I'm doing with my pattern continues the same way. Does that make sense? Okay? Flip page. Let's see what else we have. I'm going to tell you it's not going to be exactly the same. We're working to pick it up until you're the same. Right, your next problem says to draw what might be the next figure in the pattern. So take a look at your figures. You have 1, 2, 3, and 4 that are already drawn for you. You are to draw the 5th one. Then it asks you, how can you describe the pattern? So as you're looking through that, we have some things to fill in down here, don't we? So let's talk about, what do we need to find? Damaris, what are we searching for here? Well, I don't want to just describe the pattern. I want to figure out what. What was the first question or the first thing it told us to do? Okay, and what is my next one? Which figure am I looking for? Figure 5. So I need to figure out what figure 5 is going to be, right? And when I'm doing that, I'm going to have to be able to describe it. So I need to find the 5th figure in the pattern and describe the pattern. We're looking for the 5th one. They have written the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th for you. We are going to find the 5th, and in order to do that, we probably ought to know what's going on in the pattern. There, that way it all fits in there for you. All right, the next box asks you for what information do I need to use? So look up there. What are you using this time? Before we used pattern blocks, right? We had trapezoid and triangles. What are we using now? Circles. So what am I going to need to use? Okay, is it just, I'm going to say I'm going to use circles? Are they arranged in certain ways? All right, so do you think I can say something about using the arrangement of circles? So let's put here, I need to use the arrangement of the circles. Bless you. So I need to use the arrangement of the circles in each figure. Because in figure 1, they don't have the same thing as they do in figure 2. And figure 3 doesn't have the same as 1 or 2. And figure 4 doesn't have the same as 1, 2, or 3. Okay, now on the last page, we could have used pattern blocks. Okay, what kinds of things do we have as a manipulative that we could use for a circle? Mackenzie, what do we have that could be used as a circle? Well, we call them counters. Okay, you have the red on one side, the yellow on the other side, right? Those are pretty much the only things you could use in there that are going to be all circles. Okay, so could I use those to model this? All right, so I will use counters to model the figures and act it out. Now, some of you think that acting out means you just actually have to get up and do things. Well, if you're acting it out, you're showing me. All right, now down here on this solving the problem part, if you go back to the page before, down here is where they wrote what they did to solve the problem. It says to describe how you acted out the problem to solve it. That's what you're going to do in your area. So it says, I used a trapezoid and a triangle to model the first figure in the pattern. I used a trapezoid and 3 triangles to model the second figure in the pattern. And I continued to model the pattern by repeating the models of the first 2 figures. Now, do we have a repeating pattern this time? Is any of this repeating? Okay, so we can't basically say the same thing that they did there. But we do know what's going on from figure to figure. Hopefully, you've looked at that. So look at what you have in figure 1. If you're looking at this as I see it, I see an array, except for number 1, because I see one little circle. But when I look at number 2, do you see an array? Do you see the same thing in number 3 and the same thing in number 4? So if I have an array, what do I use in arrays? And?
Something to count the length of the side.
Okay, well, what are the sides? If I want to count the side, what do I call that? If I have an array, I count the sides and the top, and what do I call them? What are my mathematical terms? Nobody can remember. That's pretty scary. Cheyenne, what are they? No, it is a multiplication problem, yes. But what do you call the sides when I'm starting to count them? Mackenzie? Columns and rows. So can I use that to figure out my figure 5? Yeah. So if you look at figure 1, I have 1 row and 1 column. What do I have in figure 2? 2 rows, 2 columns. What do I have in figure 3? So what do I have in figure 4? Do you see the pattern now? Okay, so we're going to use those words, rows and columns, as we see kind of an array. So we're going to say, in the arrangement of the circles, we see the amount of rows and columns for the number of the figure. Does everybody follow that? So if you have figure 1, we have 1 row, 1 column. For figure 2, we have 2 rows, 2 columns. Does that make sense? Yes, no, nobody's answering me. Yes, it does. So in the arrangement of the circles, we see the amount of rows and columns for the number of the figure. Bless you. So we could say, for an example, figure 1 has 1 row and 1 column, and so on. Does everybody understand what so on means? 2 would have 2 rows and 2 columns. 3 would have 3 rows and 3 columns. So everybody kind of following what's going on here. Do you now know what you're going to be able to draw on figure 5? How many rows are we going to have? 5. And how many columns? 5.